All right, welcome into this first episode of the Danville County Railroad Layout Podcast here on the Industry Fans YouTube channel. For those of you who have watched the layout on this YouTube channel before, that's great. For those who haven't, we're going to dive into everything that revolves around the layout. So in this first episode, we're just going to be kind of giving an introduction, especially to those who haven't seen this layout before. We're going to be going over the different type of trains that run on the layout, as well as the buildings, the yard, things like that. So I briefly want to go over the trains that run on this layout. First we're going to go over the freight trains and then the passenger trains. So as far as the freight trains go, there are two locals, as well as a piggyback train and a car carrier train. And all these freight trains use cabooses. I know that's not common practice on real railroads anymore, but on this layout, all the freight trains use cabooses. So as far as the two locals, the symbols are C53/55. In one direction it'll be C53, in the other direction it'll be C55, as well as CP60. The piggyback train has a symbol of 202, and the car carrier train has a symbol of 203. And all these trains run in and out of the Grovemont yard. Now, Grovemont is the name of the community, if you will, on this layout. The passenger station that we have has that name. So if this layout were to have a name other than its name, the Danville County Railroad, it would be Grovemont. That's kind of the name of the community. And all these different freight trains have different kind of diesels running on them. Cabooses rotate. We have a few different trolley moves, as well as a passenger train with a rail diesel car. The trolley moves go by the symbols of number 69, 71, and 75. Now the trolleys rotate every now and then on these moves. We have two green Desire streetcars, two San Francisco, well, actually we have three San Francisco cable cars. And again, they all rotate on these three trains. Sometimes you'll see a Desire streetcar with a San Francisco cable car. And in the future, we're going to pair up the two Desire streetcars. And we've already paired up the cable cars every now and then. We have a lot of different buildings. The first one I want to go over says Heritage Center. It has an illustration of a bird on it. The decals that say Heritage Center were added after it was purchased. You have the interlocking tower, the Grovemont passenger station, the parking garage, two antique shops, a general store, two diners. One's a Christmas themed diner and the other's just a regular diner, and as well as a newspaper stand that says Valley News on it. You also have a building that used to be a fire station, another passenger station that has the name Sunnyvale. That's on the side of the layout that has display trains. There's a stretch of N-scale track. There's some Avon trains, as well as some cabooses without wheels that are on display, and an HSCO steam locomotive. Also on that side you have a visitor center building, which has railroad logos on the roof, and then behind that you have an N-scale passenger station. And there's one more Christmas themed building. It's has the name Kris Kringle Kitchen. That was added to the layout a couple years back. But the main building, or the one that's the main attraction, is the Roundhouse. That's the one I would say that is an eye-catcher the most. We've stored locomotives in there, as well as motor cars. We have a lot of motor cars on this layout. That's something we'll go over in a future episode. But the Roundhouse is the main attraction as far as buildings. Anything can be stored in there: locomotives, motor cars, cabooses, the trolleys, anything really. So that's pretty much all we're going to go over today. On this first episode, it was kind of just an introduction as far as what this layout looks like. So I hope you all enjoyed this first episode of the Danville County Railroad Layout Podcast, and we'll see you on the next one.